Good morning, this is Shelby Law with the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Thursday, the 4th of July, 2019. Fire potential impacts for today include some widely scattered showers and thunderstorms coming to the mountains of central Idaho and portions of southeast Idaho, northeast Nevada, and northern Utah. But we're also looking for some increased winds across southern Utah with some low relative humidities in that area as well. After today, the wind dies down and we should see sunny skies with light winds for Friday and Saturday before we see another increase in some winds on Sunday. Yesterday was generally a dry day for most of the Great Basin. We did see some showers move through far eastern Idaho and western Wyoming, and no lightning activity observed across the Great Basin. Initial attack activity has picked up over the last couple of days. We're seeing more initial attack fires, and some of them are getting up into the 200 to 300 acre range, although still significantly below normal for the time of year. The observed precipitation is shown here for the past 7 days. Really haven't seen much in the way of precip for the last week, which puts us much below normal for the time of year. By this time, we normally will have seen some precip move up into the southern portion and eastern portions of the Great Basin. ERCs are still below normal for the time of year, although we're seeing them continuing to increase region-wide under the warm, dry conditions, with values popping up to close to the 70th percentile. Taking a closer look at a couple of our PSAs, those ERCs are shown just below normal, and over the next week or so I'm sure we'll see them increase to above normal, given the fact that we're still not looking for any precipitation to move into the area. Sagebrush live fuel moistures for a couple of sample sites in central Utah and central Nevada are shown here, with values decreasing and approaching that magic number where sagebrush will start to contribute to large fire activity, but we're not quite there yet. This morning's satellite imagery shows a weak low pressure trough moving across the northern Rockies, Pacific Northwest area. This will bring some of those showers into the Great Basin and also increasing winds across southern Utah. A closer look at this weather for this afternoon is showing the higher relative humidities over Idaho and northern Utah, with some stronger wind speeds across southern Utah. No high-risk triggers have been issued for these winds. The forecast from the National Weather Service is showing areas here in the image on the left in light green where we could see that chance of some isolated thunderstorm activity. And the image on the right shows those wind gusts for this afternoon in the 20 to 25 mile an hour range in the lighter blues. On Friday, that trough will have moved off to the east and we'll see winds decreasing region-wide with generally sunny skies across much of the area. Any showers that are left over will just be over western Wyoming for tomorrow with generally light winds region-wide. Much of the same is expected for Saturday. We'll begin to see another low pressure drop into the Pacific Northwest, but we probably won't see too much in the way of increased winds on Saturday. Could see some moisture out ahead of that low drop into eastern Idaho, western Wyoming for some isolated thunderstorms once again. And the winds might begin to increase on the ridge tops ahead of that low, but nothing too significant. 3-day precip totals are shown here, really just looking for those showery activity in the central Idaho mountains and then sweeping down into clipping far northern Utah and up into western Wyoming. On Sunday, the low tracks a little bit further east and should contribute to some increasing winds across southern Nevada and western Utah. Out ahead of that low, and we'll also see temperatures start to increase pretty significantly once again as well. Then by Monday, the winds lighten up once again as the low quickly moves off to the east, but we'll still see sunny skies and generally warm temperatures. On Tuesday, another little low will move into the Pacific Northwest, could increase winds once again in those same favorable areas of the southern Great Basin, with near seasonal temperatures across the area. Wind speeds lighten up perhaps once again on Wednesday, as we look for generally westerly flow across the area. So really, as we get into next week, the main story is warm temperatures, sunny skies with some increased winds here and there, mainly across the southern Great Basin, but nothing too significant or large-scale changes. Precip totals for the next 7 days really just reflect what we're expecting for the next few days here, and then we'll be dry into the first part of next week. The extended forecast from Climate Prediction Center is calling for above normal temperatures for the second heading into the third week of July, with below normal chances for precipitation across mainly Utah. What we're looking at here is possibly we'll start to see, possibly by the middle of July, we'll start to see that Four Corners high setting up over the southwest and over portions of the Great Basin, which will bring an increase in temperatures and a continuation of below normal temperature or below normal precipitation. Perhaps this might set us up for the beginning of the monsoons, but as of yet, we're not really seeing any increase in moisture coming to the Great Basin, or much at all in terms of precip coming to Utah or Nevada, at least through the middle of July. This concludes today's fire potential briefing. Please check back tomorrow for the latest updates.